Binance CEO does not think Luna recovery plan is going to work. So Shangping Zhao said that he does not believe that Do Kwon's plan to save Luna will work, and Do Kwon announced a proposal to fork that Luna drop to a new version in order to save the ecosystem on the 13th. Now he this won't work. Forking does not give the new fork any value. That's wishful thinking. One cannot void all transactions after an old snapshot, both on chain and off chain exchanges. He continued to say where the LFG held BTC went after it loaned the market makers. Do Kwon stated that he had a full reporting coming regarding this, and the LFG is documenting the use. He thinks that patience, as the team is juggling multiple tasks at the same time, and CZ also compared the strategy to any or for trying to fork Bitcoin at the all-time high, expecting the value to be retained. And he tweeted exactly, do you really think that they can fork Bitcoin at the snapshot on November 18th? And the new fork will have the new Bitcoin at 68,000, the price on that day. He also noted that he has never held UST and doesn't know it too well, claiming he is usually busy with other things, but now dragged into this. His disdain for Do Kwon and the Terra chain is pretty obvious, of course. He even posted a link to a dead cat bounce explanation thread on Binance Academy in reference to Luna jumping after Do Kwon released his proposal. Now, there isn't a proposal that's been selected by validators as of yet, but the community continued to debate via Terra forums, of course. Also in news, we have the Ponzi scheme. Crypto regulators from 5 different countries found a Ponzi scheme for $1 billion. Recent months, investors in crypto had been very challenging, and the emerging market had been really shaken up by radical shifting prices, of course, the collapsing assets, and a variety of economic challenges. Since November, the price of Bitcoin, the most popular crypto in the world, declined, and the value of currencies once considered safe and secure because they were pegged to the US dollar and regulated by exchanges. Now, contributing to the growth was senseless Russian invasion of Ukraine. In and out of the country, a large number of individuals used cryptos to transfer funds, demonstrating once again the current's utility. Regarding the shining moments, crypto is currently a crucial juncture. It lost almost 50% in its market value since November and is susceptible to fraud, manipulation, of course, sudden decreases as well. And tax investigators are keeping an eye on this big time fraud. So, more than 50 potential tax officials have been uncovered by international tax inspectors, which have paved that way for the official probe in the upcoming weeks, including that $1 billion Ponzi scheme. According to the reports on Friday, the tax enforcement from the Joint Chiefs of Global Tax Enforcement countries gathered in London this week to share intelligence and data to uncover that source of that illegal cross-border activity. Friday, Jim Lee, Internal Revenue Services of Criminal Investigations, said, quote, some of these leads concern individuals with substantial NFT transactions involving that potential tax or financial crimes throughout their jurisdictions. The money looks as if it's involved to have affected investors worldwide, including buyers of crypto in Australia, the US, Canada, the Netherlands, and the UK. He said, quote, it looks that is a 1 billion Ponzi scheme. That's billion with a B. And this lead affects each and every J5 nation, he said. The J5 is a tax crime fighting program involving the governments of 5 nations. Now, last Monday, U.S. Treasury Janet Yellen informed legislators that the collapse of Terra demonstrates the need for additional laws. So, the J5, founded in response to the Organization of Economic Cooperation, developed call on countries to do more in combat tax crime facilitators. Internal Revenue Service Investigation, Australian Taxation Office, Fiscal in Liechtenstein, Canada, CRA, and the HM Revenue Customs actually all make up this organization. The Dutch Fiscal Information Services Niels Obnink stated that NFTs are the emerging digital methods of trace-based money laundering. An Ethereum founder says a Terra bailout should target these holders. Now, in a tweet, Buterin said that Terra's developers to shift their recovery efforts towards UST holders who weren't whales, but rather smaller retail investors. His comments come as which highlighted the most UST supply of Anchor Protocol, which the ground zero for the stablecoin crash was concentrated toward the whale holders. Uh, At Persistent Capital's reference a Terra governance proposal that moots using the blockchain's 1.5 billion Bitcoin reserves in return to the degree of the value of USD holders. The proposal that was made last week looks as if it's seen heavy engagement by the Terra community. But the plan would actually say that whales, which make up roughly around 82% of all USD holders, would get a much larger share than smaller, more vulnerable holders. The Twitter suggested that the Twitter users suggested that the $1.5 billion could be deployed towards repaying smaller wallets, the poorest 99.96% of the USD holders by value. This could be feasible to return every dollar invested to traders who were more likely to need it. He also said that coordinated by sympathy and relief for average UST smallholder who got something dumb about 20% interest rates on the US dollar by an influencer, personal responsibility, and sorry for your loss for the wealthy. That was said, quote, Buterin. But where's the recovery? So he said that amid multiple recovery proposals, UST's peg has steadily deteriorated and now standing at less than zero point 0.2 dollars, and Terra has issued a record amount of Luna and also burnt excess UST to help support the peg, and none of it is working. Do Kwon last week said the project will now deploy its 1.5 billion reserves to protect the blockchain's developers. Do Kwon has far provided scanned information on the matter and has also drawn a slew of questions over whether Terra's Bitcoin reserves are now. Last piece of news we have is Cardano and Solana seeing that record double-digit price spikes. Cardano and Solana have been actually the best performing cryptocurrencies over the 24 hours with the top 10, and the two cryptocurrencies added 11% and 14% over the last 24 hours. That is from CoinMarketCap, of course. Now, AVAX, yet another Ethereum killer, is up 15% over the same period of time, and the token is down by 34.54% over the last week alone. AVAX suffered the extreme selling pressure due to Avalanche's affiliation with the Terra disaster. Now, the epic collapse of the top cryptocurrency projects erased hundreds of billions of earlier this week, and Bitcoin dropped as low as 25,000 level, but has also managed to partially recover. It is currently sitting slightly below 30,000 level on the major spot exchanges. Now, the crypto market is currently valued at 1.28 trillion, and Bitcoin and Ethereum are down 56.58 and 57.79 from their record peaks that was recorded last November, of course. That's all we have for news for you today. Subscribe, drop a comment, and I will see you again soon.